Please thank Bren. You know, we're on the wave of perhaps the most exciting wave of computing ever. Many of us have lived through the first wave of computing, the mainframe and terminals, and then we moved on to the second wave of computing, where we saw an incredible ecosystem of PCs and servers and networks emerge. But I think there isn't anyone in this room today who questions we are on the third wave of computing. And the third wave of computing is an Internet of Things, an Internet of Everything, or as we call it, an Internet of Customers, about social networks, about mobile networks, about the cloud, about connectivity. And it's why so many people, more than 6,000 people, have registered to attend today's event here, right here in Paris. It's because we all realize we need to transform and we need to evolve and we need to move forward to really adapt to this amazing new wave of computing. Every organization we know is transforming. It doesn't matter if they're in the manufacturing industry or if they're in the industrial industry or they're in the consumer electronics industry or they're in the healthcare industry. In fact, we just had an amazing announcement at 9 o'clock this morning that we're building an incredible new platform for this new Internet of Customers with Philips. And we are going to build a platform that enables them to connect their customers, their patients, to connect their devices, and also to encourage a whole network of ISVs to build on this incredible next generation of healthcare that has done everything from wearables, like I'm wearing here, that connects our health directly to the service, to all of our providers. This is an amazing new wave of computing that's happening, and we realize that. We realize that we are in a new world, a world where everything is connected. Our products and our apps and our terminals and our tweets and everything is connected. And as we look at this third wave of computing, as we look out at everything that's going on, we recognize this is a whole new way to engage customers. You know, the interesting thing about Philips is I'm actually a customer of theirs. I carry with me everywhere I go all over the world, and I have it here today. My Philips toothbrush. I use the Sonicare toothbrush. And I buy them at this incredible retailer called Costco. It's a warehouse. And I go through Costco, and I'm going through with my grocery cart, and I'm throwing my different things that I'm buying in, and I always throw a toothbrush in. And I've probably bought a couple dozen of these toothbrushes. And why is that? Because I always leave these toothbrushes in all the bathrooms and restrooms of all these hotels that I travel in all over the world. For some reason, I can't remember my toothbrush. But even though I've bought dozens of these toothbrushes, I mentioned to Franz, the CEO of Philips, I said, you know, Franz, I bet my name is not in your customer database. Even though I've bought over 2 dozen of those because I bought it through Costco and they're not really keeping track of it. But in the new version of this new Philips Sonicare toothbrush that's built on the new Salesforce Health platform, well, they're going to know me. And I'll tell you why. Because when I get the toothbrush to make it work, it's not just going to be turn the button on and brush my teeth. I'm also going to sign in. I'm going to sign in and have a Philips ID, and it's going to start recording. It's GPS-based. It knows where it is. I'm going to be able to find my toothbrush if it's lost. I'm also going to be able to know my whole brushing history. How did I hold the toothbrush? How often am I brushed? And how does that pay off? Well, when we all go to the dentist, what is the universal, global first words a dentist says when we get into the dentist chair? Well, have you brushed? Well, he's not going to ask that anymore. He's going to say, what is your Philips ID? And then he's going to say, oh, looks like you've been brushing here really well. Seems like you missed a few spots, and here's your thing. This model, this idea that we're connected in a new way to the very organizations that support us, whether it's our financial services company, whether it's our automotive company, whether it's our consumer products goods company or our consumer electronics, the very idea that we're connected in a new way is very much enabled by our phones. In fact, right here, on this trip that I've been for last month, I've only carried this device. I'm not traveling with a laptop or an iPad or anything. I work entirely on my phone. I work entirely on my phone, and all the things that I need to run my life are on my phone. When I've needed a car here in Paris, I just hit Uber, and a car showed up. A very popular service here in France, evidently. But everything associated with my life is on the phone. It's becoming a series of apps. And our world and our lives and our businesses are becoming a series of apps. And they're all on our phones. And these phones are getting smarter and faster. Connectivity is better. My connectivity in France has been the absolute best it's ever been. Speed is fantastic. The providers here have done a great job. And not just that, these phones are getting bigger, more robust, and more capable. But now what I'm able to do is not just run my life on my phone, but I'm able to connect with everything on my phone as well. Now, what does that mean for me today? What that means is I'm really starting to create a new journey with all of my providers, with my whole business, and I expect them to show up in a meaningful and smart way wherever I am. So whether I'm using the product, whether I'm using the phone, whether I'm on a social network, whether I'm on the web, whether I go into a store or a stadium, whether I go into an electronic shopping cart, whether I'm in a community, I want them to remember me. I want them to have a single point of contact with me. When I walk into Louis Vuitton, I come in to buy my next product, or Berluti, I want them to say, "Welcome back, Mr. Benioff. Would you like to see a photo of your suit? It's under development for Dreamforce. We're so excited. Here's the swatches you picked out. Let me just show you all the aspects of this bespoke process that's going on." I want to have a direct and one-to-one relationship regardless of the customer touch point. And that's the service that we're building at Salesforce. We're building a platform that allows you to connect to your customers in a new way, to connect to your employees, to connect to your partners, connect to your products, and to create communities. And this communities concept, the idea that communities of customers, communities of partners, communities of every aspect of our business and our lives, because we seek connectivity with each other. We seek collaboration with each other. We want to be with each other. It's what makes us humans. And we're doing that online as well. And all of our customers are creating communities. It's one of our fastest growing applications. Yes, we're in sales. Yes, we're in service. Yes, we're helping you to build marketing. Yes, we're helping you to analyze your data. And yes, we're helping you to build communities as well. It's a powerful time. It's a time that's very much represented by the third wave of computing. But as we do this, our customers say, "Well, how? How do we build these applications? How do we do all of these things?" And we have recreated our technology, and we've rebuilt a new platform, and we have deployed it and put it in the hands of hundreds of thousands of customers all over the world over the last 6 months since we introduced it at our Dreamforce conference. This is Salesforce1. This is the platform that lets our customers to connect with their customers in a whole new way, to manage their sales and their service and their marketing, to manage their communities, and also to build custom apps to run their entire business. You know, when I'm here on the road and I'm in France, all I have is my phone, and I'll tell you that I've got right here my Salesforce1 app. And with my Salesforce1 app, it's very, very easy for me. All I do is I just take my app, and here it is, Salesforce1. And this is my version of Salesforce1. And it authenticates, and I'm able to see everything going on with my whole business. Every group, every customer service issue, all the engagement with all of my employees, and I am real time with them. My analytics, my dashboards. And in addition to that, all my apps. I have lots and lots of apps right here that are all authenticated that let me run my business each and every day. And it's amazing what it lets me do, all from my phone. I don't need a laptop. I don't need anything. I only need this device. And more, that's how we're working.